I first started getting really into Islam, I stopped doing a lot of things, including watching any TV, because I just thought it was a waste of time and I didn't want to waste a single second trying to worship Allah in every single moment. I didn't know about renewing your intention at the time. And I was with friends who continually wanted to go watch a movie with me. They finally were like, listen, we'll pick a kid's cartoon so that you can come. I finally said, okay, I'll go. And inside of my hijab, I wore headphones so that instead of watching, I could be listening to an Islamic lecture in a movie theater, knowing that they wouldn't see it under my hijab and they wouldn't hear it because of the surround sound. And that way I wouldn't actually be wasting any time. I had the volume super high. When the movie suddenly went silent, one of my friends who was sitting next to me turned to me and she was like, I cannot believe you. And at the time, I was like, well, the Prophet, peace be upon him, said that Islam started as something strange and it's going to come back as something strange. So glad tidings to the strangers. Yeah, I'm a stranger. Seeing people use this hadith to justify being very socially awkward. A lot of times this hadith is used to make us feel better when we are the only one who wears hijab, or the only one who doesn't drink, or the only one who makes, time to pray when other people are like, what are you doing? And, it's beautiful to do all of these things that are different. But Qadi Iyad explains this hadith as Islam is going to start with a small group of people, and eventually it's going to again have a small group of followers. Ibn Ishaq mentions that people used to use the fact that the Prophet, peace be upon him, was so much like them that they used to use that against him. You walk like we do. You go to the market like we do. How dare you claim you're a prophet? Al-Qurtubi mentions that the Quran talks about prophets explaining to qawmihi, to his people. Why? He can explain the matters of their lives to them because he's from them. This hadith gives you the power and strength to be able to carry on. Allah bless you. But please don't use this hadith or other hadith to justify being socially awkward. Islam is relevant. Even things that seem different have so much wisdom and they're so beautiful. Help people see that example. You might not know how to do that, and that's okay. You could just say, like, I honestly don't know how to explain this, but it means something to me. You need to push people away with a statement of the Prophet, peace be upon him, by being like, I'm just strange, man, this is Islam. It's like, Islam lets people find their whole authentic selves with God. And that was the beautiful, compassionate, merciful, relevant example of the Prophet, peace be upon him, whose enemies would literally look at the light of his face and accept Islam. We don't need to push people away by using one of his statements, peace be upon him. Embrace the awkwardness of who you are and share with others the light of who he was, peace be upon him, through your example.